What up, people of the internet? This is Balboa here with a very special review. Here with the people of Sergeant Lizard, and we're going to do the Spiderman Hasbro toy line, Scorpion. And here to assist me is my friend Kevin.
Hey guys.
Alright, so he's going to be helping with the review. So let's get started. Alright, so this figure is pretty nice, and most people actually can't find this thing in stores. I luckily found it in stores, and I found it pretty cheap for $5. And it's all around a good figure. There's just a couple complaints, and they're mostly in the articulation. So would you like to point that out, Kevin?
Oh.
Okay, obviously he's a little camera shy. Yeah, let me show you. Alright, so the articulation on this dude is pretty straightforward. He has a ball joint head, which lets him look up a little, down a little, but mostly left to right. He has a cut and swivel for the shoulders, and then he has a cut in the elbow along with a swivel. The only thing that this figure is really lacking is a wrist swivel. But he does have individually sculpted fingers. So he has 3 fingers, which is pretty nice. He features ball joint hips, but they're the Iron Man hip joint system, which is pretty nice. Now, the knee is single joint, but it also rotates, and then there's no ankles, which he could have used. Another thing is that the tail, however, is done really nice. The thing is, it's heavy. So, they didn't come with a figure stand, but if you have your own figure stand like I do, you can make do. You know that. He does have pegs in the feet. Okay, so let's get close into the figure. Now, you can see that next to, and he totally fell, that's the only thing I have a problem with, that the standing-wise. The tail, unfortunately, needed makes the figure pretty heavy and a little hard to pose. But you can see next to the Rhino figure I reviewed that he fits pretty well in scale. See? And next to Spider-Man, the Marvel Universe version is a little taller, unfortunately. But if you use the spectacular one from the Spider-Man line, Superposable, he still fits in scale quite well. The difference in the Marvel Universe version makes a little bit out of scale. Now, I don't have one with me, but trust me, he does fit very well in scale with the Marvel Universe line. Right, Kevin?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so my friend Kevin's going to point out the tail, so you can show off the articulation in the tail. What's noted is that the cut and swivel actually connects to the top piece right here, which actually is pretty accurate considering the tail is supposed to be connected to his spine. You can probably see that he does have a spring-loaded gimmick. He shoots acid from his tail, and giving the missile actually makes it pretty cool. But there is no twisting here, so you can't rotate it. But I don't mind. And he does feature another cut and swivel joint right here in the tail. Please show that off, Kevin. Yeah, alright. Features some paint here on both sides. And the plastic does go from a darker to a lighter green. But that kind of is a little bit off, but who really cares? The missile goes in pretty simple. Pushing the button right here will shoot it. As you can see, it has a pretty nice kick to it. I showed off the articulation earlier in the arms, and here's closer to the hands. You can see they're individually molded fingers. Pretty nice, huh, Kevin?
Yep.
You might want to point out the unique applications in this figure's paint, such as the eyes. You can see that they are pretty cool, featuring some orange or yellowish plastic, and also a unique paint app that's pretty cool as the legs. You can see that they feature some very nice metallic green paint on both legs. You can see in the circles, which is pretty nice use of it. Now, I'm not sure which version of Scorpion this is actually based on. I believe this is based off the Marvel Universe, Spider-Man Unlimited line. The comic was, I believe this is where it's from, but the comic is still pretty cool, and I may have not seen him in the comics, but I do believe this is where it's from. So, it's pretty cool. Now, at a price tag around $16 in retail, may get him for under 10, is he recommendable? He is very recommendable, because the Spider-Man line is pretty much, villains are good, the rest is kind of full of kids. I mean, it's kind of, for collectors, like, no. But this figure is pretty nice, and I can easily recommend it to any professional or adult collector who's a fan of Spider-Man and Scorpion. It also fits very well in scale with the Marvel Universe line. So we're just going to get him next to my Spider-Man and my Rhino figure. Alright, Kevin, moving it. And they fit very well in scale. Like I said, it's just a really nice figure I can easily recommend to any fan of Scorpion and Spider-Man. And that's it. So, I hope you guys liked this review. This is a pretty nice format, and It's in HD. That's awesome. But yeah, so leave a comment of what you think the figure is. Do you think it's a great figure? Because I do. So give me your honest opinions. Subscribe to my channel for more video reviews. Check out my channel for updates. And subscribe to Sergeant Lizard and my friend Kevin's channel. And I'll see you guys later. Adios.